ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of the Youth Edition. It's Oldham Athletic. It's Dylan Allen on a quest for Champions League glory. It's time to sit back, relax, and get in that comfy chair. Put it on the big screen TV. Crack your favourite beverage, because here we go with the Youth Edition. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Majestico season number 2. This is our MVP award as voted by you guys at home. And today we'll go through all of the games, all of the votes for the season, and see who comes out as our Majestico winner for season number 2. Bernard obviously won the first round in season number 1. Will he be up there again? We'll have to wait and see. But let's jump into game number 1. So the votes for game number 1, we've got 1 vote here for Alfie Lee, 2 votes for Cameron Griffiths, and 3 votes for Bernard. So instantly starting off here, Bernard with 3 points. And, well, he was the winner last season. Game number 2, we've got 1 vote here for Bernard, 2 votes for Guerin, and 3 votes for the captain in Barros. Right, we move into the first CARABAO Cup game, and we've got 1 vote here for the Belgian in Tommy Martin, 2 votes for Tonev, and 3 votes for Cooper. Oh, the keeper. He's picked up 3 votes. Right, let's get into game number 3, and we've got 1 vote here for Cooper, 2 votes for Griffiths, and 3 votes for Guerin, and he goes to 5 points. Game 4, we've got 1 vote here for Cameron Griffiths, 2 votes for Alfie Lee, and 3 votes for Guerin. He started the season off well, and he goes to 8 points. We move into the Carabao Cup game 2, and we've got 1 vote here for Brett Cooper, 2 votes for Chimichukwu, and 3 votes. It's Guerin again, and he is already into double figures with 11 points. Game number 5, we've got 1 vote for Barros, 2 votes for Alfie Lee, and 3 votes for the big German in Klein. Game number 6, we've got 1 vote for Barros, 2 votes for Bernard, and 3 votes. It's Joel Edwards getting his first points of the season. Game number 7, we've got 1 vote for Noah White, 2 votes for Alfie Lee, and 3 votes. There he is again. It is Guerin. He goes to 14 points and starting to make a little bit of a lead. Game number 8, we've got 1 vote for Brett Cooper, 2 votes for Thomas, and 3 votes for the Korean in Dong Sung Han. Game number 9, we've got 1 vote for Don Sun Han, 2 votes for Tommy Martin, and 3 votes here is for Chimichukwu. He goes to 5 points. Carabao Cup game number 3. We've got 1 vote here for Guerin, 2 votes for the keeper, Cooper, and 3 votes. It is Owen Griffiths. Game number 10, we've got 1 vote for Olsen, 2 votes for Chimichukwu, and 3 votes. It's Don Sun Han. He goes to 7 points and into second position with Chimichukwu. Game at number 11, we've got 1 vote here for Noah White, 2 votes for Bernard, 3 votes. It's Guerin. He goes to 18 points. CHECKATRADE trophy now. Game number 1. And it is Tommy Martin with 1 vote. 2 for Chimichukwu. And 3 for the German in Schinkel. Game number 12. We've got 1 vote for Don Sun Han, 2 votes for Cameron Griffiths. And 3 votes here is for Alfie Lee. He goes to 9 points. Game number 13. We've got 1 vote here for the captain in Barros, 2 votes for the keeper, Cooper, and 3 votes, well, it is Bernard. He goes into double figures and into second place. Time for game number 14, and we've got 1 vote here for the keeper in Cooper, 2 votes for the captain in Barros, and 3 votes, well, it's the left back, Owen Griffiths. Game number 15, we've got 1 vote for the Frenchman in Boundary, 2 votes for Tommy Martin, and 3 votes, it's the German again in Schinkel. Carabao Cup game number 4. So we went pretty deep in the Carabao. We've got 1 vote here for Cameron Griffiths, 2 votes for Owen Griffiths, and 3 votes, well, it's Nick Harris. Game 16, we've got 1 vote for Brett Cooper, 2 votes for the Bulldog in Millet, and 3 votes, well, there he is, Chimichukwu going up to 12 points and into second spot. CHECKATRADE trophy game 2. We've got 1 vote for Barros, 2 votes for Cameron Griffiths, and 3 votes. It's Laurent Bernard as the pack starts closing in on Guerin. Game at number 17, we've got 1 vote for Don Sun Han, 2 votes for Martin, and 3 votes, well, it's Cartier. Game at number 18, we've got 1 vote here for Guerin, 2 votes for Owen Griffiths, and 3 votes, it's Joel Edwards. We move into game number 19, and Guerin has a 5-point lead. We've got 1 vote for Chimichukwu, 2 votes for Liam Roberts, and it's 3 votes for Don Sun Han. Time for game number 20. We've got 1 vote for Guerin, and he goes to 20 points. 2 votes is Joel Edwards, and 3 votes, it's Laurent Bernard starting to close the gap on Guerin. Game number 21, we've got 1 vote for Tonev. 2 votes, it's Chimichukwu, and 3 votes, it's the German, it's Schinkel. We move into the FA Cup round 1, and we've got 1 vote here for Alfie Lee. He goes to double figures. 2 votes for Joel Edwards, and it's 3 votes for Guerin, going to 23 points. Game 22, we've got 1 vote for Don Sun Han, 2 votes for Bowdry, and 3 votes, Schinkel again. The FA Cup replay, and we have 1 vote for Barros, 2 votes for Alfie Lee, and it's 3 votes for Don Sun Han, going to 16 points now. Game number 23, 1 vote for Guerin, 2 votes for Bernard, and 3 votes, it's Cameron Griffiths, going to 15 points. Game number 24, we've got 1 vote for Jihu Jill, 2 votes for Liam Roberts, and 3 votes, it's Chimichukwu, who goes to 18 points. Game number 25, we've got 1 vote here. It is for Cameron Griffiths. 2 votes for Bernard, moving into the 20s. 3 votes, it's Guerin. He goes to 27 points and just makes a little bit more of a break between himself and Bernard. Game number 26, we've got 1 vote here for Cartier. 2 votes for Tommy Martin. And 3 votes, it's Chimichukwu, who goes to 21 and ties it up for 2nd spot. Well, we move to game 27. Could Chimichukwu be a dark horse here? But we get into the votes. It's 1 for our goalkeeper in Cooper, 2 votes for Guerin, and 3 votes, it's Bernard, closing the gap by 1. Game number 28, we've got 1 vote here for Barros, 2 votes for Bernard, 3 votes, it's Guerin. Game number 29, we've got 1 vote here for Owen Griffiths, 2 votes, it's Guerin, and 3 votes, Chimichukwu goes to 24. Game number 30, we've got 1 vote for Cooper, 2 votes for Tommy Martin, and 3 votes, it's Chimichukwu going to 27 points and into 2nd position. Game 31, we've got 1 vote for Guerin, 2 votes, Tommy Martin, 3 votes, it's Alfie Lee. Game number 32, 1 vote for Barros, 2 votes, Cameron Griffiths, 3 votes, Laurent Bernard. Game number 33, 1 vote for Bernard, 2 votes, Guerin, 3 votes, Joel Edwards. Game 34, we've got 1 vote for our goalkeeper in Cooper, 2 votes for Nick Harris, and it's 3 votes, it's Laurent Bernard, and he closes the gap. Game number 35, we've got 1 vote for Alfie Lee, 2 votes for Bernard, and it's 3 votes, well, it's Guerin. He goes to 40. Game number 36, we've got 10 games to go, and we've got 1 vote here for Alfie Lee, 2 votes for Bernard, 3 votes, Cameron Griffiths. So Bernard creeps within 3. Game number 37, we've got 1 vote for Brett Cooper, 2 votes for the Austrian in Lena, 3 votes, it's Chimichukwu, who goes to 30 points. So we move into game at number 38. It's probably only Bernard that's going to catch Guerin here unless Chimichukwu goes on a run. Let's get into the votes though. We've got 1 for Cameron Griffiths, 2 for the captain in Barros, 3 votes, it's Guerin. He goes to 43 points. Game at number 39, 1 vote, Bernard, 2 votes, Nick Harris, 3 votes, Guerin, and he started to make a bit of a run here and build another lead. Game 40, that means there's 6 games to go. Can anyone catch Guerin? We've got 1 vote here for Cooper, 2 votes for Bowdry, and it's 3 votes for Liam Roberts. Game number 41, getting into the business end of the season, we've got 1 vote for Nick Harris, 2 votes for Bernard, he goes to 40, and it's 3 votes for Joel Edwards to 16 points. Well, game 42, it's a 2-horse race once again between Guerin and Bernard. Bernard did win it with 45 points last season, so Guerin's already eclipsed that one. Will he get any more points for the rest of the season? Let's get into the votes for game 42. 1 for Nick Harris, 2 for Joel Edwards, And it's 3 votes for Alfie Lee. It's time for game 43. We've got 1 vote for Joel Edwards, 2 votes for Barros, and it's 3 votes. It's Cameron Griffiths. 3 games to go. Can Bernard catch Guerin? Game 44, we've got 1 vote for Liam Roberts, 2 votes for the Austrian in Wimmer, and 3 votes. It's Chimichukwu. Well, 2 games to go. It looks like this one will be Guerin's unless Bernard gets 2 man of the match performances. Let's get into the votes though. We've got 1 for Klein, 2 for Barros, and it's 3 votes. It's Joel Edwards, and that will mean that Guerin will take the Majestico, but we will check in on the final round of voting. So the final game of the season, let's get into the votes. It's 1 for Joel Edwards, 2 for Barros, and 3 votes. Tommy Martin. So Guerin is declared the winner of the Majestico in season number 2, just beating Bernard by 6 votes. Those 2 went pretty head-to-head in season number 1. But Guerin, our top goal scorer, our main striker, has won in the Majestico for season number 2. So there we have it. Guerin is the Majestico winner. He takes it with 46 points, 6 points ahead of Bernard. Chimichukwu chipping in there in 3rd position with 33 points. Griffiths, Edwards both had decent seasons. Barros was a bit hit and miss with 20. Lee is an unsung hero. Martin had a good game in the reserves with Donsan Han. And Schinkel, well, 4 man of the match performances gets him 12 points. He wraps out the top 10. That is the Majestico for season number 2. We look forward to a big season number 3 where we're going to try and make a push for the championship. Hopefully you've enjoyed this count, and we will see you again very, very soon. I'm Sparring DK. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, and you have a good one. This video is powered by Neurotech and their product Clarity. Now you can jump over to their website now, use the discount code DK10 for 10% off your next purchase. And I highly recommend this product. I use it every single day. It increases your energy, your focus, while reducing fatigue and stress. If you want to know how I get out all these videos and keep that work going, this is the product for you. So go and check it out. All the information that you need is on at that website. If you feel like making a purchase, chuck in at that discount code for 10% off. Now, if you are looking for more fresh content to check out, you can click one of these 2 videos. If you feel like subscribing, well, there's a button right there. Make sure you put on that notifications bell, and we'll see you next time.